We're live. A national broadcast. A modern high-tech newsroom glows under bright studio lights. The audience sits in silence, but tension fills the air like a thundercloud ready to burst. Host? Let's not waste any time. Pam Bondi, former Attorney General, defender of law and order, and her fiercest critic tonight, civil rights attorney Elena Vasquez. Let's get right into it. Pam, why the hell should America trust you? Before Pam can answer, Elena strikes like a coiled viper. Elena Vasquez, cutting in, voice razor sharp. They shouldn't, not for a second. You built your career on locking people away, feeding the prison industrial complex. You're a damn tyrant, Bondi. The studio explodes into murmurs. Pam doesn't flinch. Her hands are folded neatly on the desk, her expression unreadable. Pam Bondi. Oh, so now enforcing the law is tyranny? You'd rather let criminals run free? Elena forward, eyes burning. Criminals? You mean the innocent people your policies destroyed? How many young black men got railroaded by your bullshit tough-on-crime stance? How many families did you rip apart? Pam, flat. The law is the law. You break it, you face the consequences. Elena. That's the problem, Pam. It was never about justice for you. It was about power, about control. And now, people are paying the price for it while you sit here acting like you're some kind of righteous warrior. You're nothing but a fucking coward hiding behind the law. The audience reacts with gasps and whispers. The host's eyes widen, but he doesn't cut away. He knows this is ratings gold. Jason, host. Whoa, Elena, we're live. Keep it together. Elena, oh please, we all know how this works. You want fireworks, you got 'em. Pam exhales slowly, but her patience is wearing thin. Her fingers tap against the desk. Once, twice. Then she strikes back. Pam, you want fireworks, Vasquez? How about facts instead of your little activist tantrum? I stood for the victims, the people who actually suffered, but I get it. You'd rather play the martyr and paint me as the devil. It's a nice little fantasy, but that's all it is. Elena lets out a sharp laugh, shaking her head in disbelief. Elena, victims? Oh, I have talked to victims, Pam. Like the families who begged for mercy while you threw their sons into cages, like the innocent men whose lives you turned into bargaining chips. Where the fuck was your justice then? Pam, you don't get to rewrite history just because it fits your little sob story. Elena, slamming her hand on the table. Oh, fuck off with that. You think you're untouchable? That no one can hold you accountable? You're wrong. And tonight, you're going to answer for it. A deep silence follows. The host clears his throat, barely containing a smirk. The energy in the room is electric. Jason. Well, I think we've officially gone off script. And I love it. Outside the studio, the protests have grown louder. Signs wave in the air, some in support of Pam, others condemning her as a monster. The police keep the peace, but the atmosphere is boiling over. Inside, the newsroom is its own battlefield. Pam glances toward the cameras. She's been in the trenches before. Courtrooms, press conferences, high-stakes political battles. This isn't new. But tonight she feels it. A different kind of fight, one that could define her legacy. Elena across from her is just as focused. For her, this isn't just another debate. It's a reckoning. She came prepared for war, and she's not leaving until she's drawn blood. All right. Let's break this down before you two start throwing punches. Pam, you say you stood for the victims, but let's talk numbers. Your policies led to an explosion in incarceration rates. And let's not ignore the disproportionate impact on minority communities. How do you justify that? Pam, are justified by the fact that crime was out of control. I did my job. I enforce the law. The numbers, they tell one story, but they don't tell all of it. What about the lives saved? The victims who finally got justice? Elena, laughing. Bitter. Justice. That's rich. You talk about saving lives, but you never gave a damn about the people crushed under your system. Pam. Oh, and you do? Sitting in your cozy law office, cherry-picking cases that fit your narrative? Elena. Cold. I fight for the people you abandon. Pam. You fight for attention. Elena. Fuck you, Pam. Jason raises his hands, grinning like a man watching a prize fight. Jason. All right. I think we need a breather before you two set this place on fire. Got it? I'll keep the fire burning. You're getting the full 1,500 words, no cooling off. If I hit a limit, I'll continue in the next response. Buckle up. The studio air is thick, heavy with the static of a storm about to break. Pam adjusts the lapels of her tailored blazer, hiding the rising heat beneath her skin. Elena? She's leaning forward like a wolf ready to rip flesh. Jason! Riding the chaos. Well, this is already the best ratings we've had in months, but let's get down to it. Pam, Elena says you built a system designed to break people. Is she wrong? Pam Bondi, cold as ice, a smirk playing at the edge of her lips. She's not just wrong. She's a liar. Elena Vasquez. Oh, fuck you, Pam. You think you're some untouchable queen of justice. You were just a puppet with a fancy title selling out people to line your pockets. Pam tilts her head slightly, her smirk deepening. This is where she thrives. Pam. Ah, yes, the classic activist playbook. Anyone enforcing the law is evil. Because God forbid we hold people accountable for their crimes. Elena, you didn't hold people accountable, you hunted them. You built your career on mandatory minimums, on feeding prisons like a fucking livestock farm. And guess what? The people you targeted weren't Wall Street crooks or corrupt politicians. No, you went after the vulnerable, the ones who didn't have a voice, the ones who couldn't fight back. Pam, you mean the ones who broke the law? Elena's jaw clenches. The air in the room drops 5 degrees. Bella, dangerous. You sound so goddamn proud of yourself. Jason, grinning, riding the chaos. All right. This is getting good. But, Pam, let's talk specifics. Under your watch, Florida's incarceration rate skyrocketed. More black men in prison than any time in state history. And yet, white-collar crime? Barely touched. How do you explain that? Pam exhales through her nose. She knew this was coming. She's ready. Pam. Because violent crime was out of control. We focused on the greatest threats to public safety. Period. Elena. Bullshit. Your greatest threats were kids caught with weed, mothers struggling to survive. And you threw them in cages while rich assholes got off scot-free. You were a fucking executioner for profit. The audience is shifting, murmuring, some nodding in agreement, others crossing their arms, watching Pam for her response. Jason watches it all like a conductor orchestrating chaos. Pam, you think I enjoyed making those calls? You think I wanted to see lives ruined? No, but you sit there, moralizing, pretending like we didn't have crime waves destroying communities. I did what needed to be done. Elena, spitting fire. No, you did what was easy, what was profitable, what kept you in power. Pam's smirk falters for just a second. Elena sees it. She presses harder. Elena, you want to talk about facts? Let's talk about your little backroom deals, the private prison contracts, the judges you had in your fucking pocket. You weren't fighting for justice, Pam. You were a goddamn dealer, selling human lives for political capital. A sharp inhale from the audience. Even Jason sits up now, sensing the shift. Jason, Elena, are you straight up accusing Pam Bondi of corruption? Elena, dead serious. I'm saying she had blood on her hands, and she knows it. Pam's fingers tighten against the desk, knuckles whitening. But she doesn't break. Not yet. Accusations are cheap, proof is expensive. And last I checked, you don't have a single piece of evidence backing up this little conspiracy theory of yours. Alina. Oh, don't worry, sweetheart, we're getting there. Jason. Leaning in, baiting. Alina. What exactly do you mean by that? Alina. Pam's past is starting to catch up with her, and she knows it. Pam, still holding strong but eyes narrowing, if you have something, spit it out. Otherwise, shut the hell up. Elena leans back in her chair, arms crossed, basking in the shift in the room. The audience is with her now. Pam feels it, the tide turning. For the first time tonight, she's on the defensive. Elena. Well, let's talk about a certain lobbyist meeting back in 2015. The one where you suddenly reversed your stance on private prison expansion, where millions in donations magically poured into your campaign funds. Pam's jaw tightens. Jason grins like a wolf smelling blood. Jason. Pam, want to respond to that? Pam exhales slowly. This was supposed to be a controlled debate. Now, it's turning into a public execution. Pam, I made my decisions based on law and order, period. If you want to talk about corruption, look at your own party's donors before you throw accusations at me. Elena. Oh, that's your defense? But what about them? Pathetic. Pam doesn't flinch. She leans in instead. Pam. You think you're winning this? That you're exposing me? Please. You're a fucking ambulance chaser. You scream justice while defending criminals who laugh at the law. You don't care about victims. You care about headlines. Elena. You don't care about anything but yourself. Pam. You're goddamn right I care about myself. That's how you survive in this world. A deep silence. Even Jason stays quiet now, letting the moment breathe. The two women stare each other down like warriors in a blood-stained arena. Elena suddenly smiles. And that's what makes Pam nervous. Elena. You're right about one thing, Pam. This isn't about proving who's right tonight. It's about setting the stage. Pam narrows her eyes. Pam, for what? Elena. Whisper soft. Pam's blood turns cold for the first time, and she hates that feeling. Elena turns to Jason, her expression completely calm now. Elena, you asked if I had proof. Well, stay tuned, because next week I'm releasing a report. Every contract Pam ever signed with private prisons, every donation, every crooked deal, and we're putting it all in front of the public. Pam's breath catches, only for a fraction of a second, but Elena sees it. She fucking sees it. The audience murmurs. The internet is already blowing up. Pam stares at Elena, rage flickering in her eyes, but beneath it, something else, a shadow of something she's not used to feeling. Jason, grinning, loving every second. Well, looks like we're in for one hell of a news cycle. Got it, we're not slowing down. The war has begun, and now we're turning up the heat. You wanted fire, you're getting a full-scale inferno. Pam storms down the hallway, heels clicking like gunfire against the marble floor. The studio's fluorescent lights feel like interrogation lamps. Her assistant, Chris, a jittery young staffer in his 20s, practically jogs to keep up. Chris. Pam, the phones are already lighting up. Social media is... Pam, I don't give a shit about social media. What's the damage? Chris, scrolling through his phone, nervous. Elena's team just dropped teasers, screenshots of contracts, emails. They're baiting the press to go digging. Pam stops dead in her tracks. Her gaze locks onto Chris, ice cold. Pam, who the fuck leaked? Chris, we don't know yet, but the timing, Pam, low, controlled. Find out. And tell every ally we have left to shut this down. Chris nods and rushes off, leaving Pam standing there, fists clenched so tight her nails dig into her palm. The tide is turning, and she can feel it slipping out of her grip. Back in the studio, Elena isn't done. She leans forward, eyes locked on Jason. Elena, this is bigger than Pam. She's just a symptom of a system that's designed to crush people. Jason raises an eyebrow, intrigued. Jason, and what exactly is your endgame, Elena? You're gunning for Pam like she personally ruined your life? Elena's lips curl into a smirk, because in a way, she did. But this isn't about personal vendettas. Elena, my endgame? Simple. Burn the whole corrupt system down. A dimly lit private club. The kind where power is bought and sold over whiskey and a handshake. 3 men sit around a polished oak table. Businessmen, lobbyists, men who have invested in Pam's policies. 2 hours, a man says, becoming a liability. And we don't let our investments sink. Ma'am? 3. Calm, measured, then we do what we've always done. We bury the story. We bury her enemies, and if she can't handle the heat, we'll find someone who can. The message is clear. Pam is on thin ice, and if she doesn't clean this up, she's getting cut loose. Pam's office is a battlefield. A dozen strategists, lawyers, and PR reps shout over each other. The tension is suffocating. PR rep, we need to flip the narrative. Play the victim. Say Elena is on a personal smear campaign. Lawyer, defamation lawsuit. Even if we don't win, we can make them sweat. Pam exhales slowly, steadying herself. Her career isn't the only thing on the line. Her freedom might be too. Pam, we go scorched earth, dig into everything on Elena. Family, past cases, personal shit. I don't care. We find a weak spot and we drive a stake through it. The room is silent. Then, nods. Phones start dialing. Emails get sent. The counterattack has begun. Bars, offices, living rooms. America is watching, and the country is split. A heated conversation in a local diner. Customer 1. Go away, Pam, cleaned up this state. Now they want to crucify her for doing her job? Customer 2. Cleaned up? She sold people to the highest bidder. Wake the hell up. An online live stream. Elena's supporters flood the chat. Chat comment. Pam is done. Hope she likes prison food. But others fight back. Chat comment. Elena is a radical. This is a witch hunt. Lines are drawn, and neither side is backing down. A dark apartment. Elena sits at her desk, eyes scanning over dozens of leaked documents. Coffee gone cold beside her. Then she sees it. A file buried deep in the archives. A contract. A signature. A smoking gun. And suddenly, it all makes sense. Pam Bondi didn't just profit from the system. She helped build it. She wasn't just enforcing the rules, she was writing them. Elena exhales sharply. The game has changed. This isn't just about taking Pam down. This is about exposing the entire machine. A sleek black car. Pam slides into the back seat, tension coiled in every muscle. A man sits beside her, older, powerful, a fixer. He watches her like a chess piece he might be forced to remove. Fixer. Calm, but firm. We backed you because you were useful, but if you can't handle this... Pam turns to him, fire in her eyes. Pam, I can handle it. The fixer nods. But there's an unspoken warning beneath it. She has one last chance to bury this, or they'll bury her. Elena sits on the edge of her bed, staring at the city lights. Tomorrow, she goes public with everything. Her phone buzzes. A blocked number. She hesitates, then answers. Voice, stop now, or you won't make it to the press conference. Click. Elena swallows. Fear slithers through her, but she pushes it down. Because tomorrow, she ends this, a thunderous knock on Elena's apartment door. It's 6 a.m., still dark outside. She jolts awake, heart slamming in her chest. The knock comes again. Louder. More like a battering ram than a courtesy tap. She stumbles out of bed, still in her t-shirt and sweatpants, and pulls open the door. 3 police officers. Stern. Armed. Cop. 1. Flatly. Elena Rojas. Elena. Voice still thick with sleep. Who the hell are you? One of them steps forward and shoves a warrant in her face. Cop. 1. Search warrant. Step aside. Elena's stomach drops. She barely has time to react before the officers push past her, rifling through her apartment like a crime scene. Laptops, notebooks, hard drives, snatched. One officer even tips over a lamp, watching as it smashes onto the floor. Elena. You've got to be kidding me. What the fuck is this? Cop. 2. Grinding mock sympathy. Anonymous tip. Something about unlawful possession of confidential state documents. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Elena lunges forward, trying to grab her laptop, but Cop 1 cuts her off. Cop 1. Touch it and I put you on the ground. Elena's fists curl at her sides. Her head is pounding. This isn't just a raid. This is Pam's move. A power play. A warning. They don't find anything illegal, of course, but that's not the point. The point is making her feel violated, vulnerable. Later that morning, Elena stands in front of her shattered apartment, live on Instagram. Elena, voice shaky but defiant. This is what happens when you go after the people in power. They weaponize the system against you. They try to scare you. Comments flood the screen. Some in support, others calling her a fraud. But the damage is done. People see what's happening now. Then, Pam goes on TV. CNN, a special crisis in journalism segment. Pam sits composed, poised, a picture of power. Next to her, a former employee of Elena's team. Anchor. There are allegations that Elena Rojas has been fabricating stories, leaking doctored documents. What do you say to this, Pam? Pam. Calm, a dagger wrapped in silk. I believe in journalism. I believe in accountability. But I also believe in facts. And when a so-called journalist crosses the line into manipulation, that's no longer reporting. That's an agenda. Elena sees it in real time, watching on her phone. And then the kicker, the supposed whistleblower, speaks. Former McClary, Hesitate told us to exaggerate, to find any angle that could make Pam look corrupt. She didn't care about truth, just headlines. Elena's hands tremble with rage. She knows this is bullshit. But it's on national television. Pam just landed a critical hit. Inside a private boardroom, the shadow players watch the interview unfold. The men who backed Pam. The ones who have more to lose than she does. A sleek businessman, mid-50s, shakes his head, glass of scotch in hand. Businessman, 1. She's losing her grip. Businessman, 2. She's desperate, and desperate people make stupid mistakes. A third man, older, the real power in the room, leans forward. Businessman, 3. Quiet, dangerous. If she burns, we burn with her. We give her one more chance to fix this. If she fails, we cut our losses. A few nights later, a charity gala. High society, cameras flashing. Pam, dressed to kill, arrives at the red carpet, a mask of confidence over her growing paranoia. Then, a sudden shift. Reporters whispering, phone screens glowing, a news story breaking in real time. Pam's PR assistant rushes to her side, phone in hand, face pale. Pam, look, now. Pam snatches the phone. A new leaked document, emails, real ones this time, showing backroom deals, signed with her name. Caught red-handed. Her heart stops. The cameras flash brighter, the questions turn ruthless. Reporters swarm. Reporter 1. Pam, are these real? Did you rig the contracts? Reporter 2. Are you stepping down? Pam freezes. A second too long. That second is everything. Pam bursts into her penthouse, slamming the door shut. Her hands shake. She throws her clutch across the room. It smashes into the wall. Chris, her assistant, enters cautiously. He's never seen her like this. Chris. We can fix this. Pam. Fix it? Are you out of your goddamn mind? It's over. She sinks onto the couch, head in her hands. Chris stands there watching his boss fall apart, and for the first time he wonders, is this really worth it? Elena sits in a darkened office, phone to her ear, voice on phone. You should have quit while you were ahead. She recognizes the voice, not just any threat, a personal one. This is Pam's circle. Elena, cool, defiant. You're scared. Voice. You won't survive this. Elena, then you'd better kill me quick because I just got started. She hangs up. Looks out the window. The city sprawls beneath her. Tomorrow? She ends this. Got it. We're diving straight into the next explosive section. No slow burns, no filter. This is war. A dimly lit parking garage. Elena leans against a black sedan, arms crossed as a figure approaches from the shadows. It's Derek Walker, a former government insider, now a whistleblower. His face is lined with tension. Derek, you've got about 72 hours before they come at you with everything. Elena, lighting a cigarette, exhaling smoke. They already did. Derek, no, that was just the warm-up, the real hit. That's still coming. He pulls a USB drive from his pocket and hands it to her. Derek, this is everything. Emails, recorded calls, Pam's people bribing officials, shutting down reporters. Hell, they even tried to buy out the state ethics committee. Elena, they really don't like being exposed, huh? Derek, grim, no. And now they're about to make an example out of you. Elena flicks the cigarette onto the pavement, crushing it under her heel. She isn't running. She's about to burn them all down. The next morning, a high-rise office. Elena sits across from Senator Richard Calloway, a power broker deeply entrenched in Pam's web. He sips his scotch at 10 a.m., studying her like a puzzle piece that doesn't fit. Senator Calloway, I respect the tenacity, Ms. Rojas, but you're playing a game you can't win. Elena, leaning forward. Funny. That's exactly what they told me about my last 3 investigations. Senator Calloway. Swat. And where are those people now? Beat? Elena knows what he means. 2 exiled, 1 dead. She doesn't blink. Elena. I'm still here. The senator sighs, sets down his glass, and folds his hands. Senator Calloway. Look, you want a way out? Here it is. Walk away, right now. I'll make sure you get a consulting job somewhere nice. Big salary. No more threats. Elena. Mire. Oh, wow. A golden parachute. You must be really fucking scared. Senator Calloway. I'm giving you an out. Take it. Elena grins, stands up, grabs his glass of scotch and downs it, slams it back onto the table. Elena. I'm taking something all right, but it's not your deal. She turns on her heel and walks out. Calloway watches her go, jaw tight. Then he pulls out his phone. Senator Calloway. Into phone. She won't play ball. Make the call. Shit's about to get ugly. That night, Elena steps out of a coffee shop and into the street when 2 black SUVs come screeching up. Doors fly open. Men in tactical gear pour out. Elena. Oh, you motherfuckers! They grab her, shove her against a wall, zip ties on her wrists. A camera crew is already waiting. This isn't just a takedown. It's a fucking spectacle. Lead agent. Elena Rojas. You are under arrest for the unauthorized possession and dissemination of classified state documents. They drag her toward the SUV. Reporters are shouting questions, cameras flashing. Pam orchestrated this. She wants the world to see Elena dragged away in cuffs. Elena turns her head just before they shove her inside and sees Pam standing across the street watching, smiling, satisfied. And that's when Elena starts laughing, right in the middle of the chaos. Pam. The hell is so funny, Elena? You just made your biggest mistake. Pam's stomach twists, because deep down she knows Elena might be right, but it's too late to stop now. News channels explode, disgraced journalist arrested for treason. Pam sits at a desk, legs crossed, watching the fallout. Her PR team is giddy, your advisor. By next week, she'll be nothing more than a cautionary tale. Pam swirls her drink, watching Elena's mugshot on the screen. Pam. Let's make sure of that. Cut to the community. Even Elena's supporters are splitting. Some are scared to be associated. Some buy the narrative. The movement is fracturing. Exactly what Pam wanted. Pam thinks she's won. Inside a dimly lit safe house, Derek, Chris, Pam's ex-assistant, and a handful of activists gather. They aren't mourning Elena. They're planning. Derek, grim. She knew this would happen. We stick to the strategy. Chris, leaning forward. We have the files, but we need a platform, something big. A woman in the corner leans forward, an independent journalist, eyes sharp. Journalist. There's one way to make sure the whole world sees it. Beat. Dairy. Slow nod. Live TV. Chris glances at a broadcast schedule pinned to the wall. A special Pam Bondi town hall, airing nationwide in 2 days. Chris Gray. Oh, we're about to hijack the fuck out of that broadcast. A prison cell. Elena sits on the cot, bruised but unbroken. Then, a guard slides a burner phone under the bars. She picks it up, hears Derek's voice. Derek. Low, urgent. Elena smirks. She cracks her knuckles. Pam thought she buried her, but she just gave Elena the biggest audience possible. Elena, tell me everything. Cut to black. Buckle up. This is war now. No slowdowns, no mercy. Pam thinks she's won, but Elena's about to flip the entire game board. A dimly lit hideout. Derek, Chris, and the team hunch over laptops, burner phones, and a mess of notes. A single clock on the wall ticks down. 14 hours until Pam's town hall. Derek, gripping the table. We only get one shot at this. If we fuck it up, Elena rots in prison and Pam walks away clean. Chris, which is why we're not fucking it up. A digital blueprint of the news station glows on the screen. A broadcast hijack plan. High risk, but if it works, Pam goes down in front of millions. Journalist. This is going to be the biggest political execution in history. Derek, let's sharpen the blade. Pam Bondi sits center stage. Behind her, a massive American flag. In front of her, a packed audience. Cameras roll. This is her moment to cement her power. Moderator. Tonight, we discuss the future of justice. And who better to lead that discussion than the woman who's been on the front lines of reform? Attorney General Pam Bondi. The audience applauds. Pam gives her perfect politician smile. She knows she's won. Elena is rotting in a cell. The story is dead. Pam, calm, composed. It's an honor to be here. We are fighting for law and order, for integrity, and most importantly, for a better future. Cheers. This is her arena. Her kingdom. Moderator. Now, let's talk about these recent allegations. But before he can finish, the feed cuts. Static. Then, a glitch. The crowd murmurs. Pam stiffens. The cameras flicker back on, but not to her, to Elena. She's not in a cell. She's on a rooftop, live streaming, smirking. The background? A fucking government facility. She's not just free, she's hacked into their live feed. Alina, surprise, bitch. The audience gasps. Pam's face drains of color. The moderator frantically gestures for the feed to be cut, but it's too late. The signal is hijacked. Every station in the country is watching this. Alina, calm, deliberate. Pam Bondi wants to talk about justice. Let's talk about it. A file appears on screen. Emails, wire transfers, bribes, everything Pam tried to bury. Alina walks the audience through it, step by step. Alina, this is Pam Bondi buying off a judge to kill an investigation. Click. Next file. Alina, this is Pam Bondi ordering police to target political opponents. Click. Next file. Alina, and this? This is Pam Bondi's secret offshore account where she's been stashing millions from private donors, money that was meant for education reform. The crowd loses it. Gasps. Shouting. Pam tries to stand up, but the moderator yanks her back down. Moderator, stay seated. Pam's hands tremble. She tries to keep her face composed, but this is too big. She knows she's fucked. A conference room inside Pam's campaign headquarters. Phones explode with calls. Staffers yell over each other. Shut it down. Cut the fucking broadcast. Tech guy, panic, we can't. It's been mirrored across every major network. Even if we kill one, it's still live on 12 others. A screen shows Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, all flooded with clips of Alina's broadcast. Pam exposed is the one trending topic worldwide. This is unstoppable. Staffer, we just lost. Back on the live broadcast, Pam snaps. She stands up, shaken with rage. Pam, this is bullshit. Lie. This woman is a criminal. She turns to the cameras, jabbing a finger. Pam, Elena Rojas is a fraud, a disgrace, a fucking... Then, suddenly, the FBI walks on stage. A murmur ripples through the audience, then silence. Then, handcuffs. FBI agent, calm, cold. Pam Bondi, you are under arrest for fraud, bribery, and obstruction of justice. The audience erupts, half in shock, half in satisfaction. Pam's legs nearly buckle. Pam. No, 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 no. Flashbulbs explode. Cameras zoom in. She's done. Pam is dragged off stage in cuffs. The crowd roars. Elena's broadcast fades to black. But the world is still watching, and they won't forget. Over the next 48 hours, Pam's allies start jumping ship. Her party cuts ties. Her assets are frozen. Protests break out in 4 major cities. Elena sits in a dark room watching the fallout. Derek stands beside her, arms crossed. Derek, you just burned down an empire. Elena exhales. Flicks ash from her cigarette, eyes still locked on the screen. Elena, not yet. A shitty motel on the edge of town, blinds drawn, lights dim. Elena sits on the bed, still in her black hoodie, scrolling through the aftermath. Pam is everywhere, cuffed, screaming, a fucking wreck. Twitter is on fire. Pam Exposed has 75 million tweets. News anchors are calling it the political takedown of the decade. Derek, leaning against the wall, smirking. I almost feel bad for her. Elena, not looking up. No, you don't. Chris walks in, laptop in hand, eyes locked on Elena. Chris, you're fucked. Elena, still scrolling. I know, but like, what level of fucked? Chris, flipping the laptop around. This level, on screen. An FBI memo. Headline in bold red letters. Elena Rojas, Federal 3 classification, Level 5. The document is not public. This is a leak, and if it's real, Elena just became one of the most wanted people in the country. Derek. Level 5? Jesus, that's cartel level. Chris. Grim cartels don't scare, you do. Elena's burner phone buzzes. Unknown number. Silence for a beat. Then, unknown voice. You were given an opportunity to walk away. Elena's blood runs cold. This voice isn't angry. It's calm, collected, the kind of voice that only truly powerful people have, the kind that never needs to yell. She puts it on speaker. Derek and Chris exchange a glance. Elena, and you are? Unknown voice. The last person you'll ever hear if you keep pushing. Beat. The motel suddenly feels too small, too exposed. Chris moves to the window, peeking through the blinds. Elena, I take it you're not calling to congratulate me? Unknown voice. Oh, Elena, you really don't get it, do you? Pause. Then, a gunshot outside. The glass in the motel window shatters. Chris ducks. Derek grabs his gun. Elena stays frozen. Unknown voice. You just declared war, and wars have casualties. Click, the line goes dead. Derek, grabbing Elena by the arm. Move, now. No hesitation. They're running. Gunfire rips through the motel walls. Heavy rounds, not cops, not amateurs. These are hitters. They blast through the back door. Sprinting into the alley, bullets sparking off brick. Elena feels a hot sting on her arm, grazed but still running. Derek returns fire. Chris smashes a car window and hotwires it in under 10 seconds. Trees. Get in or get fucking buried. The car peels out, tires screeching. Behind them, black SUVs give chase. Elena rips open the glove box, finds a Glock, loads it in one smooth motion. Derek, please tell me you're not about to do what I think you are. Elena, Derek, shut the fuck up and drive. She leans out the window. First shot shatters the windshield of the lead SUV. It swerves, crashes into a lamppost, one down. Chris, laughing, holy shit. Second SUV rams them, the car jerks. Derek fights the wheel. Elena, gritted steady. Derek, I am holding it steady, you crazy bitch. Elena takes the shot. Clean. Driver slumps forward. The second SUV spins out. Gone. One left. And it's gaining. Derek, glancing at fuel gauge. We're running out of road. Do something. Elena doesn't hesitate. She climbs onto the roof of their car. The wind is screaming. The SUV is right behind them. She raises her gun, but doesn't fire. Instead, she pulls out her phone, turns on live stream. Elena, smiling into the camera. You watching, motherfuckers? Then, she aims. One bullet, straight into the SUV's gas tank. Boom! The car explodes mid-highway. It flips, slamming into the barrier. Traffic swerves. Horns blare. Flames roar into the sky. Elena stares down at her live stream. 200,000 people watching. Comments flooding in. Holy shit. WF just happened. Did Elena just straight up blow up a car? Pam Exposed is dead. Now it's Elena? Unchained Derek. Get back inside before you fucking fall off. Elena slides back into the seat, grinning. The last SUV is gone, but now the whole world knows she's not playing defense anymore. Elena, breathing hard, smiling. They wanted a war. She reloads her gun, eyes dark, cold, ready. Elena, they just fucking got one.